I was once this close to becoming a big-time journalist. But fear of Oprah was the end of that dream. It was a few years back, and my main goal of becoming a freelance journalist was a goal that I approached the way that I approached everything at that time, with little to no standards. I had a system of going to Craigslist, going to the gig section, going to the writing gig section, and just scooping up the crappiest jobs that had gotten left over. I was like the uncool kid in high school, like willing to wash the car of the cool kids just to be liked. Like, I'll do anything because I got to get my name out there. You know, book reviews, I'll do that. I'll do those. Kosher cooking queen Laura Frankel shows any putts that with a slow cooker they can spin a boring meal into gold. Or author Barbara Beery scores a touchdown with the University of Texas Longhorns cookbook. A how-to article about hunting moose and then making burgers, I'll do that. I'll do that. A regular men's column called Testosterone, I'll do that. I'll do that. I was a complete liar. I was telling editors that I had expertise in things I had no business talking about. Upscale men's fashion, that is an interest of mine. It's a personal hobby. Right. Harken back to the Kennedy era with an overcoat. Start growing some elegantly kept facial hair if you don't have any yet. Even if you don't have a car, driving gloves are a must-have. I was in reality buying fake Gucci watches on Canal Street, haggling down to a more reasonable 7 from a totally unreasonable 8. And then I was going home and writing articles about luxury timepieces and how you should remove it for your golf game. But none of it really bothered me. And then I found Black Power. Black Power was an online magazine. It covered urban issues, black issues, and I said, I can do that. Why not? So I sent a pitch to the editor, Erica, to write something about the Dance Theater of Harlem. At the time, I lived across the street from there. Well, she wrote me back. She said, go for it. I did the assignment. They loved it. I kept on writing for them. I pitched them a lot of articles. They were loving me. I was writing a lot of stuff. I wrote about politicians, artists, books, current events, everything you could think of. They were my biggest client. I was getting regular checks now from this magazine. And everything was done over email. They never actually met me. So one day, I'm looking over the Black Power website, and I click on the staff writers section just to see, who's on here, what's up? And it said, our writers represent a variety of black voices in America, representing the true black experience. I don't know, I didn't really think about it until then. But then I'm like, oh, Erica, my editor, thinks that I'm black. And then I was like, does it matter? Is it even a big deal? Like, they were my biggest client. I was writing so much stuff for them. I mean, what if this became like really big? And this really became my career. And, it was like, oh, Martha Cooney like really has got her finger on the pulse of like, the black voice of America. And what if I got an award and I had to go? What if Oprah found out about that? Like, she would be so disappointed in me, so I would have to find someone else to go in my place. And I was like, do I have any black friends who would do that for me? And I'm looking and seeing and putting somebody on standby to do this thing that will inevitably happen. And then I'm like, hold on. Maybe I have some black in me. Who knows? When I was working in Washington Heights, those Dominican girls said to me, Martha, are you sure you're white? Because you got a big ass. I mean, it's possible, but the thing is, it probably wasn't enough to go on. And it's not like I haven't lied in jobs before. I told my preschoolers with a straight face that the class fish was not dead, but out visiting. And when I used to clean houses, that part where you take the rug, the comb, and you comb out the fancy tassels on the fancy rug, I took really way too long doing that because it's so relaxing. But this felt a little different. So I felt, I need to come clean. How should I do it? The subtle route with the photo Christmas card? I decided to send an email. And the whole time I've got that face on, like, you know, I'm just feeling so embarrassed, and I always scrunch up my face to try to block out embarrassing thoughts, like, all the time. Whenever I'll be walking down the street and all of a sudden a thought will pop in, like, what if later today you go home and you go on Facebook and you look at the page of that guy that you like, but instead of putting his name in the search box, you put it in the status box, and then I'm like, just to block it out. So while I'm writing the email, I'm like, hey, Erica, I just wanted to let you know, in case you couldn't tell from my super white name, I don't know, I'm not actually black. Send. A harrowing 24 hours later, LOL, no, I didn't know, but it's totally fine. We have all kinds of writers. I actually have a black friend named Martha. Huh. A few months later, Black Power magazine went out of business. I never got my award. But I did tell the truth, and for that, Oprah would be proud. Thank you.